My first task as captain was to put together a solid team of seasoned sailors to stop the vessel from going under and to have it facing our desired shore of shared prosperity. I know that because this ship we call Malawi has been hijacked or had been hijacked by self-enriching criminal pirates for years, there was a great expectation that having a new captain and a new team of sailors meant that we would reach a shore of new jobs, cheap fertilizer, better hospitals, and good schools right away. However, as any good sailor will tell you, stopping a flooding ship from sinking and turning it around in such hostile conditions of a pandemic are not small feats. But necessary first steps that needed to be done in these first 100 days. Our singular focus on this seminal work of stopping the vessel from flooding and turning it around was indispensable. It has laid the groundwork for the voyage we can now begin together back to safer waters and greener shores. Admittedly, we will be sailing in unsafe waters and in a worn-out vessel for a while before we are able to feel the change. In fact, the cynics among us will be as eager to point these things out as the ancient children of Israel were to use their hardships in the desert as an excuse for disparaging their emancipation from slavery. However, we must be wise enough to remember that the unsafe waters that still surround us, however difficult they may be, are waters we are now sailing out of, not waters we are shipwrecked in. It therefore gives me immense pleasure to share with you 35 things we have done in these last 100 days to stop the flooding ship, this ship of Malawi, from sinking, and to reset its coordinates for a new port. The first pillar of our Super High Five agenda is servant leadership. And to lay the foundation for its practice going forward, my administration has done the following within the first 100 days. Number one, we formed a cabinet of 31 individuals with a track record of sacrificial service to Malawians, who have since been sworn in and fully oriented. Two, we have organized countrywide personnel audit to improve the integrity of the human resource management information system. Three, we have met with dozens of delegations representing NGOs, CSOs, development partners, private sector companies, and traditional authorities to hear their views as a listening government committed to service. Four, we have provided weekly opportunities for Malawians to access their government and hold it accountable. Five, we have developed key performance indicators, KPIs, for the delivery of manifesto promises by ministries, departments, and agencies. Six, we have appointed new boards for parastatals to deliver public service in a professional manner. Seven, we have cleared the rubble at state residencies, Office of the President Cabinet, Treasury, and Reserve Bank of Malawi to ensure that those in charge are committed to service delivery of the highest caliber. Eight, we have begun the process of reforming and restructuring the Malawi Broadcasting Corporation to focus on public service, not partisan propaganda. The second pillar of our High Five agenda is uniting Malawians. And to lay the foundation for this, my administration has established the Ministry of Civic Education and National Unity, which has already laid the groundwork for a process of national reconciliation. The third pillar of our Super High Five agenda is prospering together. And to lay the foundation of this, my administration has done the following in the first 100 days. One, we have ensured public safety by gazetting new regulations to prevent the spread of COVID-19. We have engaged in discussions with more than 500 prospective investors from all over the world to make Malawi a destination for their investments. Three, we have passed a comprehensive budget. We are in the process of passing a comprehensive budget that is designed to stimulate economic growth across Malawi. Four, we have secured COVID-19 support from the African Development Bank amounting to $45 million and a development cooperation commitment with the German government worth 28.1 million euros. Five, we have established the National Climate Change Fund to address environmental challenges presented by climate change. Six, we have developed the Special Economic Zones Bill, which is being vetted by the Minister of Justice, designed to promote exports and market linkages. Seven, we have launched the Affordable Inputs Program, AIP, which provides a 50-kilogram bag of fertilizer at 4,495 kwacha. We have, eight, lifted the payee taxation threshold to 100,000. Nine, we have raised the minimum wage to 50,000 per month. 10, we have rebranded Malawi Enterprise Development Fund, MEDEF, to National Economic Empowerment Fund, NEF, under a new management structure to help young people and women with capital for starting businesses. 11, we have held bilateral relations with our neighbors to position Malawi for economic activity through trade. 12, we have communicated our developmental priorities to our development partners, including my addresses to the UN General Assembly, SADC, Commonwealth, and the Scotland-Malawi Partnership. 13, we have launched the first ever National Development Conference to consolidate our efforts through the National Planning Commission. 14, we have secured funding for the urban social cash transfer that will cushion 185,000 households against economic shocks. 15, we have begun organizing artisanal and small-scale miners, ASMMs, into cooperatives in which they will receive training in sustainable mining and accessing markets. 16, we have engaged operators in the telecommunications industry to negotiate the reduction of data bundles. The fourth pillar of our Super High Five agenda is ending corruption. And to lay the foundation for this, we have significantly increased the budget allocation for the Anti-Corruption Bureau to prosecute cases freely. The final pillar of our Super High Five agenda is rule of law. And to lay the foundation for this, my administration has done the following in the first 100 days. One, to have made law enforcement agencies independent of political interference. Two, we have removed principal secretaries and directors whose positions in the civil service were irregular. Three, we have begun negotiations with strategic partners to mobilize resources for the construction of a judicial headquarters in the capital city. Four, we have fulfilled the constitutional requirement for me as president to go to Parliament and answer questions. Five, we have gazetted and operationalized the Access to Information Act to increase governance transparency. Six, we have corrected the anomalies in the command of the Malawi Defense Force by redeploying General Vincent Nundu as commander. Seven, we have nominated a new Inspector General for the Malawi Police Service, who has since been ratified by the National Assembly as prescribed by law. Eight, we have reversed the illegal forced retirement of members of the Supreme Court of Appeal, including the Chief Justice. 9, we have made progress in the development of the National Older Persons Bill to regulate the protection of the elderly, and we have dissolved 3,098 child marriages. In conclusion, we've been working around the clock to set this ship on a new course. I'm confident that the seeds we have planted in this season will yield the fruit of national transformation in the long run. I believe that these seeds of good governance are the key to unlocking our capacity for exponential development and prosperity. What remains now is for all of us to governize every human and natural resource we have and ensure that these seeds are watered and nurtured. In due season, we will reap a bountiful harvest if we do not lose heart. I thank you for your attention.